Yes, so this is the bread and butter of our product, which is single sign-on. We offer integrations for both Active Directory and the cloud solutions like Entra ID and Okta, Google, Salesforce. Basically, you delegate your login process to a third-party user repository or identity provider, how we call it usually, and we offer you to log in with those third-party solutions to all Atlassian data center or server products. So basically, you can have a Kerberos integration, which offers you to instantly log into your Jira solution if you have a Kerberos ticket on your client system. Other options are OpenID Connect and SAML. And also we we have wizards for each of those technologies we listed up on the screen now. So basically, whenever you configure our product, you have an option to configure multiple identity providers. So in this case, we have OpenID Connect from Entra ID and another from Keycloak. So you can have multiple entrances to your applications when it comes to login. So this is how your login window would look like if you used our solution. You would have an option to log in using your username, and then we will determine which of those identity providers we're going to use, or you can select manually which one of those you're willing to use. So this lucky user will be able to log in without any password if he has a session in one of those.
Yeah, and what we're going to do is have a few examples of with basically company ABC and the Jira admin Bjorn, and sort of what sort of issues that he might have that our product can solve. So these are the main features that we will present today. It's user cleanup, just-in-time provisioning, and SSO protected anonymous browsing. And all of these features can help you reduce your licensing costs if you combine them and use them properly. So this is Bjorn. He works in company ABC. And he estimates that he has about 550 Jira users, and therefore have to pay for 1,000 tier because of Atlassian's tier systems. He realizes, though, that if he's able to reduce roughly 50 of those Jira users, he'll be able to go down a tier and therefore also save a lot of money for his company. He suspects that there will be a lot of inactive Jira users, but he fears that it will take a long time and consume a lot of effort to actually find them and then remove them. But since Bjorn is using Kantega SSO, he already have access to user cleanup, which will help him solve this licensing issue. Let's see how it works.
So this is the configuration panel for user cleanup. This will allow you to define which kind of inactivation of user licensing you would like to do. For example, we have option to remove the licensing group. So this is, for example, for Jira, it will be Jira software users. This is what the group will be removed, and you can configure how often do you want to check. For example, you can check every day and set that all users that haven't logged in the last 3 months should be removed or deactivated. So we have these two options, removing the licensing group option or full deactivation. We also offer these configuration options to make it more precise. So users in certain groups, like for example, Jira administrators, should not be cleaned up, so you're not going to lock yourself out of your instance. And also we can say that certain directories, for example, AD directory should not be cleaned, but only the internal user directory should be cleaned. Yeah, this is the focus on the exception part. You can go further. After you run a successful cleanup, we offer you a list of what users has been cleaned up, and you can also access those information, just as you can see there on your disk. So everything is logged, and if you do a mistake, you can go back and restore their users if necessary. Of course, we also have a little safeguard, so you don't accidentally just press on one button and remove half of your users. We can go further. Yeah, this one. Yeah, so these lists are also possible. You can download these lists directly from your browser. So you can do some processing. For example, if you want to just analyze which users are being not active, and you can then perform your own scripting based on the files you download. And this is the scheduling part, where you can see what kind of time of the day or week you would like the schedule to happen. So this can happen automatically. So for example, if you want the users to be cleaned up absolutely every day, you can reduce the licensing cost pretty well that way.
Yeah, so going back to company ABC, Bjorn actually realized that he could clean up more than 50 users, and therefore be able to actually go for the 500 tier instead of the 1,000, and therefore saving a lot of money, which again makes Bjorn happy. Next problem now is that Bjorn has deactivated licenses of users that probably shouldn't have been deactivated. So you would have people that are on vacation, on leave, or plenty of reasons why they're not at the company while he did the cleanup. So now when they come back, they don't have access to Jira. And this problem can also be solved within the SSO applications with just-in-time provisioning.
Yes, this is one of the key features of our product, because you can find products that will clean our users, but then you'll have to do a manual operation to let them in again. So if your friendly colleague has been away for, let's say, a month, he will definitely ask you for his access back by email or creating Jira service ticket. So with this option, if you're using Jira our single sign-on, we can activate the users on login. So basically, we redirect you first to Active Directory, and then we check if you have access, and if you do, your user in Jira will also be activated. So there will be no manual process of restoring the access by hand. This is a huge time saver, and on top of the savings you can make by cleaning the users, you have also time saving on managing that. In this screen, you can also see more configuration options that can define which users and which groups should automatically have access to your solution. So, for example, you can define that only certain groups should be synced whenever you're logging back into our solution after being logged in Active Directory. And also you can define custom parameters, as you can see on top. So if you have some custom integration in Active Directory, you can define those parameters and import those groups by non-standard means. Yes. In this scenario, you have an ability to define only certain domains to be reactivated automatically. So you can define that if you have an organization that has merged with another organization and you only want one part of the organization to be able to access your company Jira instance, you can also do a granular domain-based selection. So in this case, we can see this is, for example, a first-time login or a login of a deactivated users. You've been sent to Microsoft, then you log in into your Microsoft with password, or if you use passwordless login, just like passkeys, you can also use that. And you come back to your first time login screen. So your user will be provisioned by our solution, and there will no manual admin operation needed. So everything happens automatically.
Yeah, so with just-in-time provisioning enabled, Jira users now in company ABC will be automatically get their Jira licenses back seamlessly. And as Ksawery mentioned, related support cases to Bjorn stopped. going further, even though Bjorn has now been able to clean up his licenses and now have only 500 active users, company ABC still needs all employees to be able to access the project backlogs, even then the non-Jira users. He wants to do this without adding any extra licenses and exposing their backlogs to the internet. So this can also then be solved by using SSO protected anonymous browsing.
Yeah, this is a very powerful feature which basically allows you to expose your whole Confluence or Jira instance with public access, but in order to access the content you have to first log in. So we know who you are, but you don't consume the license from Atlassian product. So let's say you have a wiki page and you have 20,000 users in your organizations, but you maybe need 5 people to edit those, and the rest of the organizations just need to access it in read-only mode. Then you can use SSO protected anonymous browsing to expose it to maybe even open internet and protect it with sign-in from Kantega SSO. We can also trigger forced login, which will not only show you the version of the content which will be absolutely public, but also trigger login on both Kerberos and normal single sign-on. So you'll never be able to access certain pages without logging in, even though they are public. And in this example, when you access a page which is required to be logged in, you'll also be redirected to Microsoft AD. And after login, you'll come back to the content, but when you are with an anonymous session. So you'll see the content, we will verify that you are a member of the company, but you don't need to put a firewall around it in order to the content to be accessed. This is a little bit tricky subject, so I'm wondering if is there any questions?
Yeah, why sit on the dashboard? Why sit on the dashboard?
I'm not sure why this slide shows a dashboard, but this is what it should should show. So basically, let's say you're opening a Confluence page. So you will not see the Confluence page before you're redirected, right? Even though it's public. So you'll immediately get redirected, and after you're logged in, you can then see the content. Read-only mode. Good question, though.
Ksawery is also Polish, so we'll do questions afterwards, and you can, in case anyone want to.
Tak, jakby co, można zadawać pytania po polsku też i porozmawiać z nami na naszym stoisku.
That is what I'm supposed to say, yeah. All right, so anonymous browsing makes life easier for Bjorn, basically. He now can be able to give non-Jira users within company ABC access to the company backlogs, which then basically summarizes these 3 features, where all of them can help you reduce your Atlassian licensing cost, especially if you combine, for example, user cleanup and just-in-time provisioning. You can keep the licensing tier to the lowest
with minimal maintenance.
Yeah, exactly. Is there any questions? Norwegian, English, Polish, Swedish,
we speak it all.
Yeah. No?
Okay, thank you very much.
We have a booth over there.
We have a booth over there.
If you need a demo, if you have anything that comes up later on, we'll be happy to answer it.
Yeah, we have an instance we can just show you around how it works and different showcases.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much.